This is going to be the most comprehensive how to bulk video on the internet. I'm going to run you through step by step how to gain muscle properly. Using myself as an example, I've been bulking for 3 weeks now and I've already gained 5 kilos, so I'm going to run you through how to do it. So if you're somewhere out there who wants to build some muscle, sit back, buckle up and get ready to be educated, because this video is going to be dope and it's going to be step by step and you'll be able to apply these tips to your training routine to make some serious bloody gains. Let's do this. So like I said, I'm going to be walking you through my experience of doing this bulk and how it worked on me. So this is me at the start about a month ago at 82 kilos, about 12 to 15% body fat, kind of skinny fat looking physique, not much definition and not much muscle. The worst my condition has been after traveling Europe for about 3 months. So at this point in time, I had had enough and I was ready to build some muscle, build some serious size, some strength, and ready to knuckle down in the gym. So if that sounds like you, then stay tuned for this video because you're about to learn how to do all of the above. Let's crush it, guys. Hell yeah. So first thing we got to do is get my body composition tested. You got to do baseline tests when you start a bulk so you can see where you're at and then compare those results. And doing an in-body scan or a DEXA scan to get your body fat tested and your total muscle mass, so then you can see as you progress, you can track your progress and make sure you're on the right track and then make necessary adjustments if you're not, is what you need to do. So I'm going to go see Simon from Found My Physique in Wollongong and we're going to get my body fat tested. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, that's a holiday. You've got a holiday.
Oh fuck,
So,
I'm above 10% body fat, almost 11.
Weight has come down 5 kilos.
So I'll put my results up on the screen so you guys can have a better look at what the scan tells you. So essentially the main reason I do it is to get your skeletal muscle mass tested. So this number here, so you can see how much muscle you're holding onto your body, then hopefully you build mostly that and not fat on your bulk. And then also get your body fat mass tested so you can see how much fat you're holding. And then yeah, and then that way you can compare. So as you can see, it's got a good comparative tracker if you do an in-body scan. Shout out to Simon from Found My Physique. He's an awesome dude. If you're in Wollongong, hit him up. So basically, yeah, it compares your results. So that way throughout the bulk, you can keep track and make sure you're not just gaining too much fat and make sure it's muscle. So I really recommend you do that. And as you can see, before I went to Europe, I was 89.2 kilos of weight and now I'm 85. But my skeletal muscle mass has actually dropped down and my body fat percentage has gone up, which sucks. But anyway, we're not here to just talk about me, we're here to talk about you guys. So I recommend you do that so then you can get a baseline and then improve from there and see the actual results that you actually make, which is cool. And also like test like if you've got upper or lower imbalances and a whole bunch of really interesting stuff, intracellular and extracellular water and a bunch of stuff. So definitely get that done. That's the first thing you should do when you start a bulk. And you should do a bunch of other tests, which we'll do now. So on to the next test. And now I'm just injecting myself with testosterone. I'm joking, guys. I will be a natural lifter for my entire life. What I'm doing here is I'm getting my blood work tested. Now that's something that I think is really important to do. And I started doing this when I started feeling really shitty and low of energy during my cut last time around when I got really shredded. And the reason for that was I had really low testosterone. So what I'm doing now is monitoring my testosterone, because obviously testosterone is fundamentally important for building muscle. Like that's why people on steroids take testosterone. So if your testosterone's low, then you're going to be shitty in the gym, you're going to lack strength and you're going to lack the capacity to build as much muscle as possible. So anyway, this test is androgens like you can see here. So I got this done and this is the result. So just have a look at this kind of line here because that's what we're trying to look at, and I'm testing my testosterone in my blood. Yeah, so just look at this level here and what I'm testing is my testosterone. So on the 8th of the 12th, 17th, that's when I was super shredded, for those like when I got into my best shape I've ever been in. My testosterone was only this, 6.9. It's supposed to be that. So essentially, I had less testosterone than like an 80-year-old man, which is, and I felt it. I felt like shit. I didn't have much of a sex drive and it was horrible. Like who wants to live like that? So this time around when I cut, I'm going to try and keep my androgens as high as possible. And the reason that happens is it's just simply the calorie deficit plus all the stress. I was really stressed at the time. I was having way too much caffeine, so my cortisol was way too elevated, and also just working my ass off without supplying myself with the energy, and also I was on a low-fat diet, so it was a bad combination for my T levels. But now I know all about that, so I'm working on keeping that up, and hence why I'm monitoring it and getting the blood work. And this was my results as of that test, 17.9. So now I'm right almost in the middle, feeling good, feeling great, got my sex drive back, and life's going to be good. So yeah, that's the first blood test that I got done. The next one I got done was cholesterol levels. Now I simply just did this to prove the fact that eating eggs, eating high fatty foods is not going to raise your cholesterol levels. Like in most instances anyway, and there's so many studies to prove that. So I eat over like 150 grams of fat a day now that I'm on this bulk, and look at my cholesterol, 3.4. I had a vegan friend called Laurie who was like, "You're eating that many eggs, your cholesterol's gonna be fucked, you're gonna die of heart disease." And I was like, "No man, I'm not." And like, I literally eat 8 eggs a day. So 3.4, and that's the recommended range. So well in the recommended range. Fuck yeah. Cholesterol debunked, next blood test. Alright, and this is the final test. This is just all my other little blood work. So as you can see, nothing's really an issue. My alkaline phosphatase is actually a little elevated in all of them, but it's coming back down. And the doctor's not concerned about that. It's probably just due to either I'm still growing or the supplements I'm taking. And then creatinine is also something that's normally elevated in bodybuilders, which mine was, but that's coming back down as well. You probably don't understand like any of this, but basically if you just go and get your blood work done and it's all in the good range, and then you get it done again and it's all in the good range, then you're gonna know you're gonna get proper nutrient absorption and you're gonna be feeling amazing, so you can get the most out of your workouts and get the most out of your body composition manipulation project, whether you want to bulk or cut or whatever. And so yeah, and also I thought I'd just quickly note sodium levels. I smother my food with Himalayan rock salt because it's got so many trace minerals and amazing benefits, and just showing that I'm in the range for that as well. So a lot of people saying, "Oh, your sodium's going to be fucked." Anyway, but yeah, obviously I'm not a doctor, guys, so I just want to say, like, this is just my own interpretation of the results, but I have chatted to my doctor about it, and I read up a lot and educated on blood work as much as I can be. So yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. And anyway, on to the next test. And the last test you can see me doing now is my measurements. So just with the standard tape measure, this isn't as accurate as other methods you can do, such as the in-body scan, but it's something that's really easy. So I thought I'd do it to show you guys, if you guys are out there, you don't want to spend money or anything, that you can just do your measurements, and it's really easy to do. So yeah, we're doing my measurements: chest, shoulders, biceps, waist, quads, and calves. And I've actually been doing my measurements for like about 18 months now, and I've been inputting it into Google Sheets. I love Google Sheets for monitoring my progress and my regimes and everything. So this is what you can see here. These are my measurements and these are the changes. So that's the first time I did it in April of 2017, so about a year and a half ago. And then this was me just prior to going to Europe. Getting pretty big at that stage, and then this is me now, so I'm almost worse than I was April last year, but obviously there may be some variation in these just based on how the tape measurement was done, but it's relatively accurate, and it's a good way to compare and a good way to keep track and make sure you're making some gains. So yeah, anyway, that's my measurements done. They're all the tests that I needed to do. On with the rest of the vlog. Right, so I just woke up and I've been going for about 10 days now on this bulk, trying to re-get everything. So I did all my measurements, which you would have seen in all those previous clips where I talked about DEXA scan, blood tests, all of that. And now something that I've been doing, which is probably the most important thing when you're in a gaining phase, is weighing myself every single morning and then tracking my calories and seeing the impact those calories had on my weight. So day 10, gonna go weigh myself. Had a huge refeed yesterday, primarily because I'm doing a little bit of intuitive eating on this, and if I'm feeling hungry, I'm gonna eat. And also because it's early stages and I'm just gonna experiment what different calorie intakes do to my weight. So I'm gonna go see what the impact from the calories yesterday had on my weight today. Alright, so I am... Alright, so I'm 84.6 kilos this morning, so that is actually an 800 gram weight gain compared to yesterday. And that's interesting because that's a lot. The reason for that is because yesterday I ate 4,300 calories, so that's a lot over maintenance. So it's really cool to see that just from yesterday eating more calories, I already gained 800 grams. Now, obviously that's gonna be water. Also, I ate till like midnight last night, so a lot of the food is still in my body. But that's just an example of how like weighing yourself can be a good way to like track things. Give you guys a little more insight into how I track my weigh-ins. I use Google Sheets, and every day I input my daily calories consumed, and then every day I input my weight. So that's the weight and that's the calories consumed, and then I can see directly the correlation between my calories and my weight. So this is the weigh-in you just saw then. So that was 84.6. That was an 800 gram increase, and as you saw, I had a lot of calories that day, 4,371 the day before, to result in that 800 gram increase. Now I'm going quite aggressive here. The main reason is I'm just hungry. I should be not going as aggressive because then I'm going to be putting on a little bit more fat, but that's okay. I know I can cut it off later anyway, and I'm just ready to get big and strong. So basically this, obviously now that I'm recording this, it's been longer than when you saw that video. So now I'm up to here. So I'm 88.4 now, started at 83.2. It's been just over 3 weeks. And for anyone out there who's like, I can't gain weight, I can't gain weight. I promise you, as you can see here, if you calculate your calories consumed and then you weigh yourself every day, you know you can scientifically guarantee weight gain. As long as you eat in that surplus, you find what your total daily energy expenditure is, you can scientifically guarantee it. So as you can see from my example, 83.2 and now I'm 88.4. So that's a massive difference, guys, and that's all just from eating more calories than I'm burning. Energy, that is the key. And then also having a high protein intake, so I'm having a lot of protein to help facilitate more muscle repair and growth. But anyway, that's another topic for another video, is my macronutrient breakdown. But basically the biggest things to worry about is calories, getting in a calorie surplus, and then weighing yourself and making sure that those calories that you're consuming equals weight gain, and then that's how you bulk. Woohoo! I don't know why I'm scribbling everywhere, but I am. And then it's good to add little notes as well, just to like say like why you ate so much. As you can see here, I was very hungry and yada yada yada. So yeah, cool. Thanks guys. On to the next thing. So now it's time to explain my workout routine to optimize muscle gain during this bulk. So I use Google Sheets to not only track my weigh-ins like you saw before, but also my workouts. Now this is the workout that you're going to see here, which is workout for legs and back, the B variant. So the second time I train that. So my split right now is chest, shoulders, arms, legs and back, repeat, and then an arm day. And this is the workout you're going to see here. Google Sheets is a really good tool to use because the key principle for building muscle is progressive overload. And what it enables you to do is see in a really visual format what you lifted last week, so then you can do the same exercise for maybe a different rep range and compare and get stronger, and that way you're ensuring that you're progressing, and if you're progressing then you're going to build muscle. So that's why I like to use Google Sheets. It's a really simple and easy way to lay everything out, and it's a really good way to program for linear periodization and linear progression. As you can see throughout the weeks, my rep ranges go down, my RPE starts to go up later on, and my sets start to go up. So basically I'm increasing intensity and I'm increasing volume through increasing RPE, decreasing reps, increasing load, and increasing total number of sets, which will equal maximal hypertrophy. So when you train, you want to do that. You want to start low and build up with your calories like you saw I was doing, and build up with your training volume and your training stimulus. So that way you're continuously getting better. You need to continuously push yourself, add foundations, one upon the other upon the other. All right, anyway, let's jump into this specific workout and I'll run you through how it's done. Let's do it. So training at Definition Fitness, which is here in Wollongong, Australia, where I live. Love that gym. And as you guys saw on the Google spreadsheet, my first exercise is the sumo deadlift. So compound movements is probably the biggest key when it comes to building muscle. Now the reason I say that is because compound movements allow you to recruit more muscles because they're multi-joint movements, such as the bench press, deadlift, and squat. That's why so many trainers go on about them, and they are so effective. Not only the hormonal benefits associated, but the bang for your buck. You train more muscles at once, so it's such a good way. And also you can have a heavier load because you're training more muscles at once. You're able to be stronger, and the stronger you are, the heavier the load, and therefore the more muscle that gets brought into the movement and the more muscle you build. So compound movements, guys, do them. So here I am warming up. So this is 140 now, getting strong. I only started sumo 3 weeks ago and I'm loving the movement. If you're a tall lifter out there like me, guys, I'd highly recommend doing it, especially if you have long ass arms, because it really reduces the range of motion. But anyway, so yeah. Like I'm saying, compound movements are key. So whether it's a leg day and you're doing squats, or a back day and you're doing deadlifts, or chest day you're doing bench press, or shoulder day and you're doing military press, make sure you get those compound movements in because they're going to be key. And then applying progressive overload like I talked about before. So here I am building up again. I think that's about 170 on the bar. Right, so now I'm just doing heavy singles now. I was programmed for a 3x3, but Alex, the coach, said if you're feeling good, go for a heavy single, because this is my first day lifting it. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm just building up, slowly, progressively increasing my singles so I don't go to Snap City, and enhance the likelihood of pulling a good lift. And this is the max attempt for today. So I wouldn't recommend going for a 1RM all the time, but do it when you're feeling ready. It's a really good, fun way to train. This is 220 kilograms. And boom! Lock that shit out. Stoked. That was a PB for me. If you're progressing in strength, then there's a high likelihood you're going to be progressing in muscle as well. So if you're trying to bulk, get some key compounds in there, do a bit of power building, a bit of power lifting with your hypertrophy training, and you'll be making some gains. All right, here I'm doing the seal row. It's a good way to isolate your back. On the program it's T-bar row, but that's just a good way to explain that variation is okay as long as it's a similar movement. So for the seal row, they're both horizontal back rowing movements as well as a T-bar row, and the seal row, because my lower back was a bit stimmed up from the deadlift, took a bit of tension off that. Here I'm doing the single leg press. That's a great movement. Unilateral movements, especially if you're new to training, is really good because there will often be imbalances between your muscles. So if you do some unilateral work, it's going to be really good to even out those imbalances and get everything even and working well together. Alright, now I'm doing the close grip. This is a mag grip, which definition have. These grips are really good for activating your back by the hand position they put you in, and this is just a close grip pull down. So when I train back, I like to hit it from a horizontal, like in front of me. I like to hit it from above me and below me, so that way I'm getting all the different muscles in my back, because there are a bunch in your back that you want to be hitting to get a well-proportioned looking back. So yeah, next movement is the leg extension. I love the leg extension. It's such a good way to isolate your quads. For me, like, quads are something I really want to bring out just from looks wise. I think big quads look sick, and leg extension is a good way to do that. And compared to compound movements, which really do tax your nervous system, they're not as taxing, so it can be a little bit of fun. Get some blood in there and just really try and push yourself, push that pain, get that lactic acid into your quad. And then this is another movement that I was doing for my workout, which is a single arm hammer strength vertical row. So like you saw, I was doing the seal row, which was the weight was underneath me, the pull down, which was above me, and then this, the weight's in front of me. And again, unilateral, so I can even out some imbalances that I may have, which I do have because my left side is a little weaker than my right. So do some unilateral work to even that out. So that's how I structure my legs and back workout. So if you are starting a bulk, I would recommend doing similar things: unilateral movements, compound movements, and applying progressive overload principle and getting your weekly volume and your weekly intensity to increase before potentially a deload. Depends on how new you are to it and whether you need it, whether you feel like you're getting overtrained, and then go from there. So that's how I structure my bulk, guys. And now we're going to jump into my physique update, because the whole reason I'm doing this bulk, the whole reason all of this is going down is, one, because I want to build muscle, but two, because I'm actually doing a bodybuilding show in April, which would be awesome for you guys, and I'm going to bring the best physique possible to this show. So super keen for that, and Dan Nust, who is the Australian national bodybuilding champion, is going to be guiding me through the process. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm really keen to see what physique I can bring, and then educate you guys along the way as I educate myself, and teach you how I'm going to bring this physique. So this is me at the start, guys. So basically the footage you can see here is Dan is just looking at my physique and seeing what points I need to bring out. So the takeaways were I need to bring out my arms, so hence why my training split. I actually pair chest, shoulders and arms together twice a week, and then I have an individual arm day. So I hit arms 3 times a week because my arms are so long, so I really need to bring them out to make them fill out their length. So hitting arms, and then also targeting my chest, my upper chest and my shoulders, because I'm doing men's physique, so I need to get that nice V-tape up. And if you guys are bulking out there, then I'm assuming you probably want that Beachbody V-taper physique as well, so it's very applicable to you. And then also he thinks to bring out my lower lats to help create more of a V-taper illusion as well. And that's the plan going forwards. And also isolate my left side just to create a little more symmetry. So yeah, I'm super stoked to be working with him and super stoked to be doing this bulk, and keen for you guys to follow me along in this journey. It's going to be a fun time. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you did get some value from this video, please give it a thumbs up, because there's a lot of education in this, and I think if you just continue to rewatch it from the start now, and structure your bulk around this, get your blood tests, calculate your weigh-ins, ensure you're in a caloric surplus, train with progressive overload, use Google Sheets or a software like that so you can literally have everything written down, and I can guarantee you crazy muscle growth. So anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out. Makes us older, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger.